Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us for the PHNX Suns postgame show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcast, and leave us a 5-star review.
Maybe 4.
Get it as well.
Sir Charles inspired me to dance on the program.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Did he dance?
Yeah, terribly the other night.
Well,
and I returned
in
serve.
perfect company. The Phoenix Suns beat the Chicago Bulls 125-104 as we bask in this sexy sax.
There we go.
Let's
Let's
sexy
go.
sax.
That sexy sax.
You know, there's only one thing that is better than sexy sax. Do you guys know what I'm talking about here?
Super sexy sax?
It's not a super sexy sax, exactly. Emma, what's better than sexy sax?
I know. I was like,
I was
I'm
literally
she's totally
trying to
not ready.
stall.
Oh,
I was literally trying to stall, but I was like, Emma, you know this was supposed to come.
Win. Damn it.
That's where Gerald's supposed to just do it live.
I'm sorry. I missed I didn't even know what she was talking about. I was like, what?
I knew exactly what she was talking about.
Let's
And
re-rack.
She even slowed down
I
to
did
be like,
slow down.
you know what that means, right, everybody?
I'm talking to you, Emma.
Let's re-rack. Let's try that one more time.
Curve everything else. Win. Unreal.
Here we go.
Can we get that one more time clean? Because I talked through the middle of it.
I know. Let me just set it up. Let me set it up. You know what's better than sexy sax?
Win. Curve everything else. Win.
Get your shit together, Emma.
It was closer.
I really
She
regret.
literally was on a delay with her fingers. She just, now.
You know what's better than sexy sax?
Please not again.
Please
Please not again.
Oh, man. That was a rough game there.
Man.
All right.
Oh, that was so great. Happy Friday, everybody. What a way to start a weekend with a big Suns win over the Chicago Bulls. I think we should start this show off officially with looking inside the box.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
You know what's in the fucking box tonight? 7 solid minutes from Bazley, baby. That's what's in your box.
Super chat from Bean Kicks. Don't let Booker and Okogie's performance overshadow Bazley's 7 minutes of tone-setting dominance.
Oh my God.
Can we actually show what's in the box now? It's a 125-104 victory for your Phoenix Suns. Field goal shooting a big reason why. Suns made more shots than the Bulls, and that usually equates to a win. 42 of 84 for the Suns, 39 of 83. Hey, that's the way this works. They made more buckets, they win the damn game. Analytics. Suns 3-point shooting though. This is supreme.
Take that for data.
20 of 47 for beyond the arc to the Bulls 7 of 23, and the Suns whipped that ass on the boards too. 41 rebounds to 34 for the Bulls, and that's how you get a win. Damn it! And 3 fouls from Bazley too. Throw that in for good measure.
What? There was so much in that box.
There was a lot in that box.
I feel like I need to go home.
No.
Emma, should we just leave?
Come on.
You really want to go?
What's in the box? Too much. Too much.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. The game.
There was a
Jill,
game?
help.
The game. I don't know what to tell you. There was a game. It was fun. We're clearly giddy. Watching Kevin Durant play again.
Hashtag analysis.
I'm trying here.
It was good.
I'm trying to get
Analytics.
on track. God, the people at home probably think we're drunk and high.
No, we're high on the fact that Kevin Durant is a Phoenix Sun.
This is the most bizarre and fitting Friday show we've ever had.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
I
wow.
literally started to cry there.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Can I see that graphic one more time, Emma? We'll take this seriously for real this time.
What?
What, in the box?
My reading,
no,
my
it was-
dramatic reading.
You want to
of what
talk
was-
through it?
No,
I couldn't
we-
listen to what was in the box
no.
with what you were saying,
Oh,
Espo.
it was clear and crisp. I got it.
It was an ass whoop. It was what was in the
Yeah.
box, Lindsay.
We outshot them, and we hit more threes.
Lots
And
more
we
threes.
out-rebounded.
Lots
The
more
math-
threes.
Is math.
39 more points from the 3-point line, 13 more threes, just in case you didn't want to do that math. That's pretty good. And they got to the foul line 25 times. So I know we've talked a lot about the mid-range stuff, but the spacing that this team has now, especially if you're going to leave Josh Okogie open and he's capable of hitting 50% of his threes, there's no earthly way to defend this team.
Josh Okogie.
Knockdown 3-point shooter.
We love Josh Okogie around these parts. But you know who else was a big part of that shooting tonight? Devin Booker. He was a 6 of 10 from deep, 12 of 24 from the field, finished with 35 points tonight. The only reason he didn't have 7 threes tonight is because Gerald tweeted about it.
Yeah.
I was tweeting about your
and the rest of the world was tweeting about it. Y'all, we got to stop jinxing it. When Devin has 6 threes, just pretend and look the other way that you didn't even know what was going on.
Just pretend he has 5. All right.
It's almost funny though at this point. Like it's
that he can't get over the hump.
I feel like this is like the 19th or 20th time that he's had 6 threes in a game and hasn't gotten the 7th. It's kind of funny.
It's crazy too because, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't that come his 6th come in the third at the end of the third quarter, or was it the beginning?
It was in the third at some point. It was like midway through the third. He had plenty of time.
I feel like he's in on it now.
He might
like
be.
He's like, I got the 6. We got this in hand. Screw it. I'm not going to make that 7th.
He took one more 3 and missed it, and that was it for the rest of the night from 3.
You all can wait.
I mean, he had plenty of other opportunities in the second quarter when he was chucking and ducking unnecessarily in some cases. But then you put the first, third, and fourth together, and you wouldn't even know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would love to know what his percentage was first, third, and fourth quarter versus second quarter.
120.
120%. Yeah. He made more than he shot.
Yes.
I can do the math
Gerald
on that.
can definitely do the math.
I figured that.
I will say, as far as Devin goes, and this is a full team thing, and obviously the spacing that Kevin Durant brings to the team, but there was one point in time where Devin hit a 3 early in the first quarter that it was the widest open we have seen Book probably ever. And that was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, he had a couple of those tonight, and it's part of why he was so efficient from 3 and why he's been so efficient these first couple of games is if he is the second most important player that you have to worry about as a defense, he's going to get a lot of high quality looks. And they ran that double drag play with Durant and DA, and CP3 just zipped it over to him in the corner because they were tagging the roller, and he was wide open. But I do have the math for you. Booker in the first quarter, 5 of 8. Booker in the second quarter, 1 of 6. So yeah, it's he had a rough second quarter, but he still managed to shoot 50% from the game and 60% from 3. So we will take that.
So he was 11 of 18 outside of the second quarter.
Yeah,
I mean that's
pretty good.
Yeah. Well, like I turned to you towards the end of the game, I was just like, is this just what we got to expect from Book? Like, is he just going to average over 30 the rest of the way because the defense is so focused elsewhere? Like, I think we may be at nearing that where we could just pencil him in. We might have to move that king of the game thing to 40 because I think we're just going to see Devin Booker live in this 30-point range for a while now.
I think that's fair. We can have that conversation after 10 games with KD in the mix. And if Book has over 30 in 80% of those games, then I think we can talk about moving the threshold for king of the game. But before we make any bold statements about what Book will or will not do now that KD is a part of the squad, let's go ahead and give him his crown tonight. He is our draft king of the game. Like I said, he finished with 35 points, 6 of 10 from deep. He also had 6 assists. Congratulations to Devin Booker for being our draft king of the game. 2 nights in a row, or 2 games in a row, we've gotten really solid performances from him. How'd you guys do on your bets on the DraftKings Sportsbook app? I did horribly.
We all lost.
Damn minutes restriction.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
this was a bummer of a game for us.
Yeah, DA kind of let me down a little bit today. He didn't get to the 15 points, didn't have his block, but everything else hit.
There might be a reason why for DA, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. But unfortunately, since we all lost our bet, that means the leaderboard looks a little bit lighter. We are all $10 short tonight, which means Saul is at $154.13. I'm at $155.04. Espo, you dropped below $100 tonight. You are at $94.
Well, 4 more points from KD tonight, and I'd be in the lead.
Womp, womp. If you guys want to get in on the action, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Sign up with code PHNX, and new customers who use that code can bet $5 on the NBA and get $200 in bonus bets instantly, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Again, the code is PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. There is no Suns tomorrow. They'll be back on Sunday, but if you are looking for something to fill that time, our friends at Four Peaks are going to be out at M3F Festival. They were there tonight. They'll be there tomorrow. If you want to check it out, you can grab your tickets at m3fs.com and enjoy a Wow Wheat beer while you're there. Just a reminder, you do have to be 21 years or older to enjoy Four Peaks beer, and we ask that you enjoy responsibly. If the festival is not your cup of tea, you can always pick up some Four Peaks beer in preparation for Sunday's game, though. That's also a good idea.
I believe you meant cup of beer.
What did I say?
You said if it isn't your cup of tea.
Oh. I was like, I don't get it. What did I say?
I'm going to mood tonight, Lindsay.
Also,
a
lot of things are going over my head.
It was
at
a
this
bad
point.
joke.
I'm missing a lot of things.
Yeah,
so.
4'9", that happens. Don't worry.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Deandre Ayton, because I know the chat is also having concerns about DA potentially being injured.
Mhm.
Did you guys see what happened tonight, and how are you feeling about this?
Josh Okogie went up for a shot, fell down, ran into DA's leg. It looked like it hit sideways a little bit, but his foot did give away to a degree. It wasn't stuck in that position. So obviously he got down to the ground. He held his knee, got back up, played off of it a little bit, but then towards the end of the game, you could see him limping a little bit, and then he came out right away. So hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully it's nothing major. He was kind of messing with it, but you don't like to see it. That's for sure.
You don't. And the one thing that I've already seen that we're definitely not going to do is blame Josh Okogie for driving to the basket.
Oh my God, no.
Like, let's be real, guys. Somebody said, there goes Josh trying to do too much again. Like, the man that had 25 points and was hustling all over the place, like, don't do that. But hopefully DA is okay, and it's not a situation where he has to sit out Sunday, because obviously there's a quick turnaround with that being an 11 a.m. game local time.
If we're blaming anybody, I'm sorry, but we're blaming Book, who decided, I'm going to play a little doctor here, and reached out and, like, shook DA's knee after he was laying down there. I'm like, I know he's, like, shaking off, bro, but I'm like,
what if they legitimately is hurt?
Semi-pro when he injures his back and they all lift him up and his head's hanging down. Yeah.
I felt like Book went, don't worry about it. I stayed at a Holiday Inn last time. I got this.
Oh my God. Yeah, hopefully DA is fine and he won't miss too much time, if any at all. But it's just one of those things. It's an unfortunate situation to be in. Nobody's to blame, but all we can do is hope for the best. Obviously, before that, we also saw DA get into foul trouble a little bit tonight. We got a lot of minutes from Jock Landale, which were a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Jock brings the energy every single night. He's been improving a whole bunch. And it seems like Kevin Durant is really taking a liking to him.
They are besties. They are absolute besties. I don't know what the deal is, but I noticed it the other night against Charlotte. KD has an affinity for Jock.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. We're going to ask him. Because, fuck. If Jock's besties with KD, Jock, let's go. Bring him home.
Well, now we know how to get KD as OGs.
Yeah, right?
There we go.
And then tonight, it just seemed like Jock had a little bit of a struggle when he first got in for a couple minutes, and he was going to the sideline, and KD took the time to go up to him, slap him on the chest, and be like, "You good?" You know what I mean? And then Jock played way better after that. And so I don't know. They got a little thing going. I like it.
Yeah, I think for KD, especially if he's going to be the one that's kind of in charge of anchoring those bench-heavy lineups, he's looking for a guy that's going to do the little things, that sets hard screens and helps free him up. And so far, a lot of KD's mid-range pull-ups have come directly off of a Jock Landale screen. I don't know what it is that's caused them to form this chemistry so quick, but on a couple of rolls, KD's throwing him the bounce pass before Jock is even in the space. He just trusts that he's going to be there. So that's kind of cool to watch that develop. And hopefully it's something that they can build on, because as we've talked about, KD makes those all bench lineups a lot more playable. And we've talked about, Jock or Biz for the playoffs. If this is the Jock that we're getting, who can be productive, who can provide energy, hit the glass, set good screens, like Jock is a really good piece to have as part of your playoff rotation.
Look, if you have not already bought in Landale Landing, KD is a sponsor now, right? He loves Landale Landing. Get in there. Now,
Which means the price has gone up significantly.
It's now prime real estate. It's not that janky stuff I was selling before. But no, look, I love the fact that Jock is getting rewarded for that hustle we've seen all year. He talked about when he was in here how he tries to help get guys feeling better when they're down on themselves a little bit and be that hype guy. I like that KD's being his hype guy. I mean, again, we go back to this. KD gets hammered for leadership, right? Those little things are leadership.
Oh, yeah.
Going to Jock and dapping him up and saying, no, you got this, man. Encouraging him, building that chemistry with your backup center when you're out there. Those are leadership things, and that's important.
What happened when Book missed his first free throw?
KD went up to him.
KD said something to him right away.
Your ass if
yo,
you miss
motherfucker, we don't miss free throws, all right? Like, I mean, there's legitimacy. I definitely did not realize how much of a leadership role KD would have, because I guess I just have never really noticed it before. But with this team, it seems like I'm seeing a little bit of a different KD, a different version of KD, where he just feels like I can kind of just be myself, play ball, and lead these guys and not feel criticized. You know what I mean? Like, I love it.
It's the best of both worlds for him, because like we've talked about, he gets to come in and just do what he loves, focus on hoops with guys that are very like-minded to him in that regard. And he's the ultimate kind of lead by example guy.
Yeah.
He's not the vocal, demonstrative leader like a Chris Paul or someone like that, but they've all talked about how just watching him work out, they like watching him do his individual workouts in the gym, because he just goes 110% every single time. And it's kind of awe-inspiring to watch. And Damian Lee said it best. He said, when you're out there on the floor with Kevin Durant, you better be on your P's and Q's, because you're sharing the floor with greatness. And I feel like everybody so far is picking up on that too.
Icon in the chat said, I imagine this is the most fun KD has had playing basketball in a few years. And I don't know about that per se, but I could totally see him just feeling like a little bit lighter with the Suns. Like you said, Gerald, where you can lead by example, but the expectation is that you've got a mix, a good mix of guys who are all leaders in their own way. So you don't have to be the guy who's making sure everyone's in the right spot and doing the right things. Like, they're all accountable for one another, whether you're Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Monty Williams, or even guys like Damian Lee or Torrey Craig, right? This group is very accountable for one another and themselves. And I think that's a pretty cool thing, to be able to come in and know that my leadership could be a little bit of encouragement here, or pulling Jock aside and being like, hey, this is what I'm seeing. And if this happens, we can make magic together.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I just feel like he may finally not be playing out of type, right? Like, a lot of these places he's gone, Brooklyn was supposed to be his team. He's supposed to be this and that and the other thing. Right now, he can just be Kevin Durant, right? He can lead the way that is natural to him. He can just go out there and play his game. He doesn't have to worry about any drama. It's not a big market media-wise like San Francisco or New York. He can just be, and I think there's something to be said for that. I think we've all been in places before where you don't quite fit, and you can. It causes an impact on your work, right?
Yeah.
So. Look, he shot 70% tonight, had 9 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, a block. Like, I think he's enjoying himself.
I think one of the cool things that you're kind of seeing, I didn't think Mikal would be in this position, but it really does look like there's a little bit of, Mikal leaving the Suns and going to the Nets, and KD coming here. I think both of them have found themselves in situations where they can thrive and play ball and get what they might have been missing. For KD, getting onto a team that didn't have drama, that just wants to win, that's just focused on basketball. And for Mikal, a little bit more freedom offensively to be able to do what he wants to do. And obviously it's paying off for him because he's balling his ass off. And if you didn't see the Celtics game tonight, Jesus. And so I think it was definitely a win-win for both teams. And that's the great thing about good trades. And we heard this, I forgot who we were talking about. Oh, I mentioned it a couple weeks ago. The Coyotes GM said the picture perfect trade is when both teams win.
Yeah.
Because they're more willing to talk and trade with you in the future. And both teams seem like they've won the trade, which is cool.
Absolutely. Dropped 38 points tonight and a 28-point comeback for the Nets.
Amazing.
Which
this
means
is
in 2026 he's going to be a lot more expensive.
Oh yeah, get ready for Max Mikal in 2026.
Max
I'm ready.
Mikal.
Bring it on.
Here it comes.
Come on home. Sorry, what were you saying, Gerald, before?
Oh no, I was just saying
that
that's coming off the heels of a 31-point game 2 games before and a 45-point game in his, I think, 3rd game with the Nets. So he's been balling out over there, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been really fun to see. Also, I want to give a little bit more love to Josh Okogie. I know we touched on it off the top with the first super chat, but we've gotten a few more super chats about Josh Okogie since then.
Let's see him.
He had 25 points tonight. He was 5 of 10 from deep, 7 of 15 from the field. We got one from Roy. Roy said, knockdown 3-point shooter. Josh Okogie. And then we got one from Manuel. Thank you for yours. Said, shout out to the PHNX crew. Props to the Suns shooting coaches, because between what they did to Mikal and what Okogie is doing now, they need a raise.
I mean, not wrong.
I mean, it's probably a good mix of what the coaches are bringing to the table and the fact that these two guys are willing to learn, willing to work on it and adjust things.
And I think part of it, honestly, is just the system, because we've talked about the let it fly mentality before and how some guys we don't necessarily want letting it fly. But I think it was Mark Stein that wrote last year that Josh Okogie, he would marvel at him because in the gym, he would watch him knock down shot after shot after shot, and then it just not translate to the court. And Okogie was saying here in Phoenix, it feels like, you know, if I miss 6 threes in a row, Monty's telling me take the 7th. I'm going to take you out if you don't take the 7th and you pass up an open shot. So that kind of confidence, I know we talk a lot about. Sometimes Monty has a little too much faith in his guys, but this is another example of where that faith can pay dividends for sure.
Well, the Phantom has been playing great since the beginning of the year, and I think everybody wondered how will it look once KD's here, once this full starting lineup's here, and he's getting easier looks. I mean, that's the beauty of this. These shots aren't tougher for him. I think we're going to continue to see him play well.
Yeah. You know, it's so interesting with Josh Okogie. Like, Gerald, I was mentioning this to you during the first quarter of the game when he started to really get going there. I can't imagine what has gone through Okogie's head in the last month.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you find out Kevin Durant is coming to your team. Then you get tossed in the starting lineup for multiple games in a row. Now you're starting with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton. Like, that has to be a whirlwind of emotions for a guy like Josh Okogie, who had started one time before that this whole entire season and didn't really even get a whole lot of run.
Yeah, it definitely has to be. But I think he told Dwayne Rankin that he's always felt like he's a starter in this league. So this is kind of the moment that he's been working for and waiting for. And so far, he's really made the most of it. Like, we could go through his numbers since, you know, right before the All-Star break when he started getting run as a starter. But with this group in particular, with Kevin Durant on the team now, he's doing everything that they could ever hope for in a playoff situation. Like, he's not going to go 5 for 10 from 3 in the playoffs, but if he can just keep defenses honest, make them pay in the corners when they leave him open, attack off the drive, get to the foul line 6 times tonight, and just play defense and bring that energy, like, he's a perfect fit for this starting group.
Is it that crazy to think he might have a night like that in the playoffs, though, just with how many open looks he's going to get? Like, it's possible. And it's amazing what can happen when a guy gets confidence, right? When a guy starts believing in a shot, too, that's part of it. That unlocks it. If you're always thinking, oh, like you were saying, I missed 2 in a row, am I going to get pulled now? That's going to screw with your confidence. So I love it, man. It's fun to see a guy like this hit that level and unlock something in himself.
And if Josh Okogie's knocking down threes like he did tonight, Hoo boy.
It's over. Nobody can stop this team, even if he's 1 for 7 from 3.
Yeah.
You add in the 3-point shooting of Okogie, and it's impossible.
You're in trouble. We also got one more super chat. This one came from Trevor. Trevor said, tempted about getting an Okogie shirt. I hope DA can accept that the offense won't run through him as much since Book and KD got it. Only 7 points tonight. Thank you for your super chat, Trevor. Definitely recommend getting a Josh Okogie. Anything. In full support of that.
Just get one of those masks, wear it around.
I mean, honestly, how fun would that be, though?
One of the things, though, about DA's performance tonight, I know he's getting a lot of flack from some people in the chat, which to a certain degree, I totally get. I totally understand. Like, there's a little bit more activity that's needed from him. Like the other night against Charlotte, you could see the energy. Tonight, not so much. I'm not gonna say not so much, but it wasn't the same kind of energy as he had the other night. But he did make the smart plays. He did make the smart passes. He's not trying to force anything. Also, I challenge you to go see if they even ran one play for him tonight. Like they're not going to for a variety of reasons, and 2 of those reasons are Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. And I think somebody had mentioned a little bit earlier, like it would be nice to see Monty switch up the rotation a little bit to where DA gets a little bit of playing time with the second unit a little bit, just so he can get some touches and get into the flow of the game offensively. But I just feel like this is just a learning curve right now. Everybody's learning. Everybody's trying to adjust. And right now, I think at some point they will learn how to take advantage of DA a little bit more. 4 shots is not enough for somebody like Deandre Ayton. I know he's the 3rd or 4th option, but they'll work him into it. And it'll be fine.
And this was a weird night because he had foul trouble. Like foul trouble was the reason he only played 27 minutes. That's part of it. And the offense was humming in the first quarter the way that it was. I challenge people to go back and watch that game and look at the little things that he does on the offensive end as far as setting those screens, because his gravity, we covered this in the show yesterday, as far as that open 3 that Kevin Durant had in his first 3 as a Sun was created by DA just running up the floor and dragging people with him, trying to cover him. Those are the little things that you need to watch for. And Monty and the Suns have always been good about praising him for those types of plays where it never will show up on a stat sheet, but the gravity that he has opens up the floor for everybody else.
What I would love to see is CP3 and DA play some minutes with the rest of the second unit and maybe get that pick and roll going a little bit with him and let CP3 set him up a little bit. But these are all things that Monty's gonna figure out in this rotation, because right now, I don't think you can break up the KD Jock thing, because that seems to be.
I'd stick with that
sense.
over doing like campaign and DA in the second unit or CP3 and DA.
Because KD elevates everyone
Right.
to the highest degree.
And CP's he can't carry anything right now, like not offensively. He can pass, but in terms of him creating his own shot, he's kind of limited compared to Kevin Durant. So I would stick with what's going on right now.
I mean, I get the sentiment behind it, though, but I don't know. I feel like Kevin with that second unit is going to pay dividends that we can't risk not having come in to the bank account. All right, we got one super chat real quick from Submerged Suns fan. Thank you for your super chat. They said, y'all see Pat Bev and Cam chatting on the sidelines? Seems like Pat Bev was trying to teach Cam something. Sir, we don't need your dirty plays. Move on. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, that was. I don't know what was going on there. Pat Bev's got a weird vibe about him sometimes. Sometimes you think like he might say something that's encouraging or something like that, but he might have very well just been like, "You're still an asshole. I don't like you." You know what I mean? Like you're like, "All right, I got to play this off like he just doesn't disrespect me." So,
and I think Cam came back down after that and like hit a 3. So whatever he said worked for Payne. So that's good.
He's
I
like,
guess,
get some more legs into your shot. Okay,
thank you. They're just having a cordial, polite conversation.
That's it.
And he said, your offensive game has looked a lot like mine recently, and that upset Cam.
Oh, no. Okay, so earlier in the show, right off the top, two things. One, Espo danced, and it's already on Twitter. You guys are fast.
Damn, for
Yeah.
real?
And
Get it
then
already.
it is.
What?
And
Yeah,
then
let me-
second, Emma put a poll in the chat and said, are they drunk on Four Peaks, high on OGs, or both? And like 70% of you guys voted both. So I'll tell you about our friends over at OGs now, since we already told you about Four Peaks. OGs gummies, they're fantastic. Scratch-made THC gummies that are big hits here at PHNX. And they're brand new strawberries and cream happy balance, 1-to-1 ratio of
THC and CBD.
Yeah, CBD and THC.
Aches-
They are
it
on the
soothes-
shelves now.
It soothes your aches and pains and also mellows you out. It's a nice little happy balance.
This- which is why it's named so appropriately. And they are live on the shelves right now. You can find them at your local dispensary or by checking out ogsbrands.com. But you must be 21 years or older to enjoy. And again, we ask that you guys enjoy them responsibly. Also, we have some really exciting news. Our next tea party is live. We've got the date for it. It's happening out at Dobson Ranch. It is Friday, March 24th. So plan to come hang out with us for a night of golf, food, drinks, contests, prizes, and so much more. The link for the diehards is in the diehard Discord, which you guys get discounts for being a diehard. If you are not a diehard, you can still come hang out with us. The tickets are at gophnx.com. You can find it on our social media. It's also in the description of this show. We want you guys to come hang out with us. We had a blast at our last tea party, and this one's going to be even better. I already know it.
You know what the best thing to wear out to those parties are?
What is that?
Some of our new shirts. We got the
Oh.
Slim Valley Reaper. Oh, but that's not all.
Mhm.
We've got the Mid-Range Assassin shirt, and that is dope as hell.
It is.
I believe that's what the kids say. I don't know.
Sure.
But I love it. It's a cool new shirt that we've got there. And right now, if you buy the Slim Valley Reaper shirt and you buy the Mid-Range Assassin shirt, you're going to get a sick exclusive sticker pack to go along with that as well. It's just a little bonus so you can look good, and then you can slap shit that looks good on whatever items you own that you want some stickers on as well.
Yeah, so make sure you guys check all that out and come hang out with us because it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, we have another super chat. This one is from Trevor as well. Trevor said, hope CP can fix his shot. It's been short all year. Well, I think it's time for us to discuss some points, right?
Yeah.
2 pointers here, two sides of the coin.
Mhm.
Because there are a lot of people who are very upset with Chris Paul lately. And there are people who are like, Chris Paul isn't as bad as you guys are making it out to be.
Yeah.
So I think we should have a discussion. Gerald, Saul, you guys want to argue each side?
I told you what was going to happen.
Well, I mean, just as
Can
far
we
as
set
the
table?
conversation.
Set the
I'm not saying you
table.
have to take that approach, just the ideas behind each side and why maybe people are making a case for one or the other. And then we can all collectively come to an agreement.
Listen, Chris Paul was 0 for everything the last 2 games from 3 until the last 5 minutes of this game, where he proceeded to hit 3 in a row. I was like, dude, if you're going to be wide open, hit the shot. He wasn't hitting the shot.
Mhm.
And I was like, that's kind of doo-doo. You should be able to hit wide open shots. You're one of the best point guards of all time. You should probably be able to do that. And he hadn't done it until the last 5 minutes of the game, where he just hit 3, nothing but net. Like, I could do this anytime I want. Well, then fucking do it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it was like he heard you. That
It
I
was
mean,
funny.
right.
It was hilarious. It was
I
like
mean,
really
literally
was.
on cue. I was like, really, this guy?
I mean, honestly, that means from every game out from now on, if Chris Paul's missing shots, you know I'm going to ask you to talk shit to
Yeah,
him
I'm
now.
just going to be like, oh, he's not a knockdown 3-point shooter. I know that.
Here's my thing is I think there is definitely something to the fact that he can't create as much space as he used to, that he will have games where he just inexplicably goes like 1 of 7 or 2 of 9 or whatever it is, and he can't hit anything from 3. But overall in the season, the results are there. He's shooting 53% on catch and shoot threes and 44% on what NBA.com designates as wide open threes, which is what he's going to need to do with this group because he's now the 3rd or 4th option, depending on what their offense is running. that's the benefit of playing with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. Like, he doesn't have to be hitting threes off the dribble or taking fadeaways anymore. He can really continue to build on the improvement he's made this season as an off-ball catch-and-shoot guy. And the numbers back up. He's been really good in that regard. So he is going to have rough games. He's going to have stretches where it looks like he's washed. But kind of like that game tonight shows, all it takes is one hot stretch to change his fortune, to turn around a game, to make defenses pay for forgetting, oh shit, they still have Chris Paul too. And that's kind of all that they need from him at this point.
And my thing is not, I don't really care about Chris Paul being a creator of his own shot or trying to get his own shot. And that's not at all what I'm even pointing to. What I'm talking about is the inevitable need for him to hit wide open 3-point shots. And that's it. That's where it starts and ends for me, because he will get that in the playoffs. He will get that shot in the playoffs, and he will have to hit that. And I know his percentages say that he will. I'm just saying, hit him. Especially when I fucking bet on you, guy. Jesus.
I mean, he went 3 for 7. He did it.
That's what it was. No, I only kid.
10 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 steals. Those are the things I care about with Chris Paul right now. Don't shoot at all for all I care. Go out there, do those kind of things. You're going to help this team win. You're going to help them reach the ultimate goal. And that's what matters most to me.
I really, really want to agree with you. I really, really do. But I just don't believe that they'll beat the elite teams in the league if it's just that, because they're just too good.
I'll agree with you with the caveat, if DA has a night like tonight, you're not going to beat the elites of the league without somebody else stepping up.
Fair.
And in most cases, it's not going to be Josh Okogie dropping 25. I mean, as much as we all love him, that's the reality of it. So, I mean, in that case, yes, you would need.
We're all in agreement that if we're relying on Josh Okogie to score 20 points a game in the playoffs, we're fucked, right?
Right. No, this is not at all something we're relying on.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, that's
maybe
I
one
think that's.
night.
I think that's
one
fair
night's
to
fine.
say.
One night's fine. Hell, TJ Warren allegedly is going to save us for at least one playoff game. So, and he didn't get a fucking minute tonight.
No, he did not.
Josh Okogie is a knockdown 3-point shooter. Don't you dare besmirch his name.
All right.
Sir.
All he has to do is hit 7 threes to get to that 20 right
That's
there.
it. Just 7. I mean, it's pretty easy.
Heck, why not 14 and just set the record?
Let's go.
Why not?
If anybody can do it, it's Josh. That's for sure. I am not overly concerned about Chris Paul. I do understand your concerns come playoffs, but I don't know that I'm anywhere near any sort of panic with it whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's panicking except for certain people on Twitter that watch, the first half, and that's it. But like I said, all it takes for this dude is like a one stretch for us to be like, oh yeah, okay, he's still the point guard. And we just went through this in January where he was playing like shit in December, and then he had a fantastic January, and we were all like, okay, maybe we were premature. Like, we shouldn't fall back into that trap again, because he's going to have games where just even a stretch like down the stretch to put it away tonight, where he hits 2 or 3 threes in a row, that's enough to break a team's back when they're trying to get Booker and Durant on lock.
So remember at the beginning of the season, I said the Suns were only going to go as far as Mikal, Cam, and DA took them, right? It was a little bit of that last year too. Like, if Chris Paul and Devin Booker don't show up, or, they had the games like they sometimes had against the Mavericks, who was going to be that third guy? Well, Chris Paul is that third guy, or maybe even fourth guy, depending on what nights this year. If the Suns are going to win a championship, he's going to have to shoot well. Like, I don't think there's any debate about that. I think if they're going to win a championship, he's going to have to be not the CP3 of old, not even the CP3 of last year. He's just got to be consistently good shooting the ball when he's open. That's all I'm saying.
Look, but if you get 1 or 2 good offensive nights in a 7-game series, I think that's enough out of him, right? Like, you don't need it. Like you're saying, you don't need him to average 20 a night. But if he shows up and scores 20 in one of these games, it's almost a guaranteed win in a playoff series. And you're still right, by the way, that the Suns are going to go as far as Cam and Mikal take them. They took them all the way to Durant.
To Kevin Durant.
So,
we were correct
you're still
on that.
correct.
Not wrong.
All right. 2 little nuggets. Everyone in the chat is still asking about DA, maybe people who have joined us a little bit later. We did see him bang knees with Okogie, but Dwayne Rankin just tweeted out 1 minute ago, DA said his knee is fine, expects to play Sunday.
I will take that with a grain of salt.
I will
It's good
too.
that he expects to play, but he also said he was made of vibranium the last time, and he missed a couple of games with that ankle. So DA is much more confident than sometimes maybe he should be based on what the training staff wants him to do.
Gerald,
I'm just saying.
You're not in Chicago right now.
I'm just
I don't want to hear
saying.
it. Give me some goddamn hope for Sunday.
I
Gerald
would
is
love
right,
to see him
though.
play. But he literally said, I'm good. I'm made of vibranium, man. Like, I'm good. And then he missed like 2 or 3 games.
Gerald is right. It's not just DA. It's also CP. It's everyone on this team will tell you they're fine the night after the game.
You know, this is why
So-
we can't just enjoy life out here, because we always have to bring up the negative and always the sad
You're the
parts.
one talking
I
about
just-
CP3
I
when he went
just-
3 for 7 from 3.
He was 0 for 4 before that,
So
Gerald.
you're picking and choosing.
Jesus.
So you get to pick and choose, but we don't get to pick and choose?
At the 43-minute mark,
Sir.
hell yeah, I get to pick and choose.
No, you don't.
Let me say this. Vibranium can get sore too, and we know soreness
mean-
is the downfall of this team.
It's literally its property is that it does
Even
not
these
get
pipes
sore.
rust
no,
every
no,
now
no.
and then.
It's that it doesn't break.
Yeah.
And it can get sore still, right?
No,
You asked
Nobody
Captain
heard
America's shield,
I didn't
hey, are you
know that.
sore?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Oh my gosh. All right. We do have a couple super chats to get to, but first, you guys, we buried the lead.
What's that?
Bazley played for the Phoenix Suns tonight.
That was the lead.
We
That-
actually
we
talked
didn't,
about
we didn't
it.
even bury it.
In the box,
We started
we
off
talked about
right off the top.
Yeah, well,
Oh, man.
we alluded to it, but we didn't actually discuss it.
I mean, what's to discuss?
Hold on.
What did
He
you
said
say?
7 minutes and he had 3 fouls. Hey, we discussed it.
Hey, he got a dunk.
He did get a dunk and a steal and a block.
And a rebound. A couple rebounds.
3 rebounds,
Hey,
in fact.
Yes.
Start him.
I
You
think
guys are brats.
Stop
you
it.
know that?
You're
All
gonna
three of
make
you.
him think that you actually mean
Brats.
that. You're gonna pick that shit up and run
all
with
you
it.
guys say is one time and somebody's like, yeah, they should start him.
It's gonna be
That Espo guy said they'll start him.
It's gonna be a clip that gets played. Start him.
Next, he's going to say Kevin Durant needs to get married.
Oh
So
no.
in the few minutes that we did see Bazley tonight, did it
Uh-huh.
change any opinions for you?
No.
No.
I wasn't trying to say that with sass. I was saying it like I've had these opinions of Bazley, and like nothing in 7 minutes changed that. He
that
fouled
was fucking
3.
awesome.
He got 3 fouls. He had a dunk. He had a block. He had a steal. Like he did the thing that caused like 3 of us to yell at the screen like pass the ball when he got a rebound. Started dribbling it up the court. I told you guys he thinks he's a wing.
He goes, look, if you squint, it looks like I'm wearing 35 and I'm about the same lankiness. I can dribble it up the court.
Right.
Oh
like
my God.
it was I'm glad that he got some run. I'm glad we got to see a little bit of him, but no, he's still the player that I thought he was.
My favorite part about Bazley's, 7 minutes was the fact that he did not fall for the triple pump fake by DeMar DeRozen.
And that's pretty
It's
good.
just,
Well, that was because the other 3
Alright.
times he got the fouls. when he
Yeah.
got bumped.
he learned. He learned quick.
Oh man.
Look, just like Daisy sour cream, a little dollop of Bazley will do you. I don't need any more than what we just saw.
He just compare this man to sour.
Yes, he did. He did.
Oh my god.
And he said dollop.
A
I don't know what the
dollop
fuck.
of Bazley
What the
will
fuck
do
is
you,
a dollop? What is
I
a
believe
dollop?
it's a dollop.
It's a dollop.
Fine. A little dollop of Bazley will do you. I don't give a crap. You pronounce it however you want.
Hey,
I don't need to
y'all-
see
hey,
any more.
hey,
of it.
y'all want a dollop of sour cream?
Give me a dollop of Bosley, please.
I need that
Oh,
dollop
yes.
of
I need that on a
Bazley.
shirt. Give me a dollop of Bazley. Let's go.
I think we're making a thing here.
Emma and I are going to leave. Emma and I are out.
Oh man.
You guys are out of control. Anyway,
Wow.
I'm going to read an ad.
That's
I'm tired of
phenomenal.
talking to you guys. You know, it's nights like these where I feel like a place that you can go and just get a really strong margarita are like top-notch places.
Mhm.
Illegal Pete's is that place, whether it's dealing with the shenanigans of some of your best friends or dealing with a busted bracket in the month of March. Illegal Pete's has your back with fresh limes, lots of tequila, sweet agave. Make sure you guys stop in and try out Illegal Pete's Coin Premium or Frozen Margarita. And don't forget, if you stop in from 3 to 6 p.m. every single day, that's happy hour, and that's the best hour of the day. Or if you are out and about tonight because it's Friday and maybe you're watching the show as you are walking up and down the streets of Roosevelt for First Fridays, make sure you stop at Circle K for snacks on the ride home, because Circle K is the go-to place to get all the snacks for wherever you are going. And they are one of our newest partners here at PHNX. We're happy to have them on board. And to kick things off, we've teamed up with them to give something away that is really awesome. We're talking about a $500 gas card, you guys. $500 could be yours in a gas card from Circle K. All you have to do is text PHNX
Somebody had to do it.
to 31310. Hey, this is the most important part. Stop talking. This is literally the most important part. How are they going to know how to win their $500 gas card?
That's a good
Because
question.
you text PHNX to 31310 and win some money.
There you go. There you go. Look at this snack cart. You can get all of these great snacks at Circle K. Also, see show notes for more details, just in case you guys didn't have all of the information from those ad reads. Okay, super chat time. Let's get into some more things. Chris said, it's funny to think that this show is run and monetized by beer, weed, gambling, and condoms. My kind of show.
Condoms?
I don't remember that.
No.
Whoa,
It's male
Chris.
enhancement.
Chris, listen, like beer, edibles, gambling, no condoms, okay? Don't besmirch us. Erectile dysfunction pills, yes. But condoms, no.
Okay. Of course, the man with 4 children said condoms. We don't need no stinking condoms.
Oh, my dear God.
I'm really glad Gerald's parents were here for pregame and not postgame.
Chris, look what you did.
Show off the rails.
So
Look
hot
what
in
you
here
did,
now.
Chris. It's all your fault. All right, Girthquake, thank you for your super chat. They said, do you guys think Monty should stagger in KD and DA when DA is struggling?
Possibly, but I do think come playoff time, like obviously Jock, unless there's foul trouble again, like tonight, Jock's not going to play, 20 plus minutes. So that might give him an opportunity to maybe work DA back into the second unit rotation with KD a little bit sooner. I can't even look up at the chat because
Emma, hide the chat. They're too childish. They can't keep it together. Emma, hide the chat.
Gerald, I'm very sorry.
no, it's, you know what? It's
You guys are a mess. Don't put the chat back up. This is your fault, you guys. All of you in the chat right now, this is your
I don't think
fault.
you can stagger that. I don't think you need to stagger them. You're definitely not going to do it at playoff time.
yeah.
Lord have mercy.
I cannot.
Should we go to the next
Y'all are
question?
wild in the chat, man.
Poor Girth.
Oh, shit.
Poor Girth.
Girthquake had a question.
Girth sent in a legitimate question, and
know.
y'all are just ignoring
I
it.
thought he answered it.
I'm trying. I think he can. I don't know if we'll see it that often because, like we said, like the KD Landale connection seems to be pretty strong, and that's a good way to get Ayton rest. But yeah, playoffs, he's going to be playing 35 to 40 minutes, so I think there's more opportunities to work that in.
Emma,
Hey, you'd like a strong connection.
No.
Oh my god.
now Emma's making faces at Saul, and they're both laughing with each other.
We said you need a dollar move erectile dysfunction.
So, oh my god, you crying made me cry. That was hilarious.
Shit.
Oh my god.
Goddamn.
My
You
parents
guys
were
just
literally
figured
in
this
this
out?
room 3 hours ago.
Oh my god, the chat is so fucking awesome tonight. I love you guys so much.
You guys are all gonna be put in
Oh,
timeout.
man.
Like this is, we're gonna have to.
I can't even
We're
drink.
gonna have
I
to
can't
put
drink
you
the water
guys
because
all
I'll
in
spit it
a-
out.
It's so warm in here now.
Dear God.
Oh my god.
All right, we got another super chat. Laking. Hey, Laking. Perfect timing because I'm reading your super chat from the other day
Yes.
that we missed. So we'll get to both of them. So the one we missed from the other day from Laking said, guys, I know Katie just got here, but do you think he would finish his career in a Suns uniform, or would it depend on if they win a chip or two?
I'm not making those kind of predictions.
Yeah, I would say if I had to lean one way versus the other, I would say probably not.
Yeah, I would say because even like he's going to be effective well into his 40s as long as he stays healthy because of his shooting ability. So I feel like even once these 3 years are up, whether they win a title or not, there might be an opportunity for him to jump on another team or play out a 1-year contract with somebody or whatever. I feel like it's too early to make those types of predictions.
I think I could see him wrapping up his career with the Washington Wizards, going home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're making a joke. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Who the fuck wants
Yeah,
that?
Juan. Yeah, the
With
Wizards.
fucking Wizards.
Like, no,
Yeah, you're right. He's from DC.
Yeah, he's from DC. So I could see something like that because there was that the first time he went into free agency, there was he's going to go home to DC. He's gonna be a Wizard. I could see him maybe closing out his career that way, doing something for himself at the end.
Y'all have like tears stained on your faces right
I'm sorry, Red. I'm sorry.
So many moments from this show.
That's that's the hardest I think I've laughed.
Dude, that laugh killed me. Like, completely took me out.
And I got it on both sides too, because both of you were like wheezing at the same time.
All right.
There's a
called
screenshot.
emphysema there, freaking Gerald.
You sounded like that penguin from Toy Story.
Oh, look,
Put on the shelf. His name is Wheezy.
there's a screenshot from the show of all three of us hunched over, laughing so hard.
Oh, my God.
Oh no, there are some solid highlights that we're gonna have to pull from this one.
God.
All right, another super chat from Laking. Laking, thank you for your super chat. They said Mikal really just embarrassed the Celtics and led the Nets to a 28-point comeback in Boston. Was easily the best player on the court.
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
Pretty dope.
I mean, listen, I think it's great to see him flourish over there in Brooklyn. Again, he's getting the freedom to play at a level that I think he learned how to play at while he was here, and then he was able to take it to another level over there. And I mean, you love to see it because everybody loves Mikal and Cam Johnson also. Like between those two before tonight, they were averaging 23 and 19 a game. And so you love to see it for those guys. Don't do it against us if we ever meet up against you in the finals.
Yeah.
But other than that, all the success in the world to you.
Yeah,
guys.
look, hey, keep doing it. We'd love to see you in June, and then we'd love to have you out here for the championship parade too. Like, why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a hunch they would be.
Also,
yeah.
I do too.
happy birthday, Cam. It's Cam Johnson's birthday, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
It is.
That's right. So shout out to the twins. Get some love in the show. And then our final super chat is from RV. Thank you, RV. They said big test for Suns is Sunday.
Hell yeah.
How are you guys feeling about that?
I'm excited. I can't wait for Katie. This is when we find out if Katie has any resentment about Kyrie.
Mm.
He won't say it out loud, but his play will do all the talking. If he comes out and drops a 50 burger, he was like, yeah, I took that shit personally.
I can't wait to see the first time he's like, clear out. I want to go at Kyrie one-on-one.
Oh, man.
I'll take that.
Hey, that's popcorn. That's a popcorn game right there.
Yeah, that one's a can't miss.
Oh, yeah.
I
I'm
really
excited.
hope DA's not hurt, though, because he can dominate this group in Dallas. They don't have an answer down low. Their backcourt is the strength. So I would love DA to have an opportunity to have a bounce-back game Sunday.
Should be a highly entertaining, highly toxic affair. Can't wait.
Yes.
And extremely early.
So excited
Yes.
for that. I'm going to be interested in to see how many minutes Katie plays on Sunday, because he kind of pushed it a little bit tonight, 31, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we starting to? I know Monty technically said he'll be on a minutes restriction for a week, but do we just get to add like
It's,
5 minutes each game?
Like Gerald's GIF said, or I think it was a meme.
Yeah. He's like
Go
Captain
ahead and read
Barbosa from Pirates of the Caribbean. The minutes restrictions are more what you would call guidelines than actual rules.
Look, he can't play 55 minutes if they go to overtime. That's a restriction, right?
Yeah,
So, like,
exactly.
Yeah.
that's where we're at now.
47 minutes
Yeah,
also
all
was restriction. I'm not mad at it. I don't know.
It's gonna be a fun one though.
It's gonna be a lot of
a
fun.
high scoring game because they blew like I think it was like a 28 or 25 point lead against the 76ers yesterday. And I mean it was a high scoring affair. Both teams scored. I think they total combined was like over 260 points. Like the Mavs don't play D.
No.
And Luka and Kyrie will put up a lot of points. But if the Suns come and they play defense the way they can, then they should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've got one more comment that I want to mention. Jeremy said, "Thanks for making me cry laugh tonight, gang." Well, we're happy that you also cry laughed with us because we did the same thing. So I'll give you guys an option. We have a producer surprise.
Yeah.
Let's do
All
it.
right, producer surprise.
Why not? We've gotten so far.
Oh.
So like, let's go
We
further.
may as
go.
well, right? Like,
Yeah,
just lean
let's
right on into it.
Finish
Been
strong.
waiting for this.
What you got for us, Emma? What's our producer surprise?
Oh
no, that's the wrong
one. You got hijacked.
I got fucked.
Oh my God.
Shane, bravo, brother, bravo.
Where's your mic at?
That's tough.
Right here.
Oh, okay.
That's tough.
Oh, brutal.
Okay, so first one. I'm talking to the Mac.
Okay.
You're at Illegal Pete's, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get your bowl, your burrito, whatever you want. You go to your table and you sit down, and there's a stack of napkins that look untouched. Are you using the napkins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use the top one, but I would take the top one off and use the ones underneath it.
I'm
Yeah,
rolling with it.
I'd use the napkins.
Live dangerously.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not really
That's-
trying to create more waste around these parts.
Okay.
We're also
Are you
not
a yes or a no?
We're also not hoity-toity on this show either.
It really depends how clean the table is. If the table looks dirty, I'm like,
If the table looks really gross, but if the napkins, like, because I've left napkins before that I never ended up using, and I know, like, they were just sitting there, nothing else,
Yeah.
Right.
then I kind of get it. You can tell, I feel like. Sean's over in the back shaking his head like, you guys are disgusting.
We lived through a global pandemic. What? I'm fine with a couple napkins. I'm good now. You know.
A couple COVID wipes.
What
You're okay
else?
with that?
Yeah.
That's why you
That's the
take the
argument
top
for the
one
other.
off.
Yeah. That's
Like I
That's the
survived.
argument for my side.
Right.
Yeah. All right. What else you
Emma,
got?
are you a yes or a no?
I'm a no. I
You're
don't
no.
That's
like
fine.
that.
That's okay.
I don't like
You
it.
don't feel peer pressured to say yes.
I think
I
it's,
don't.
I think it's fair to say it depends on the table. Because if like the bottom couple of napkins are like wet or something, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna
It's
wipe
illegal
this
Pete's. Everything is clean. We're all good.
Right, that's
Well,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. The
But-
scenario was illegal Pete's. We know they clean their tables.
Hold
fair.
on though. Did I see the people that were at the table? Like, is there
Doesn't
some
matter.
kind of?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
Illegal
Empty
Pete's
table.
cleans up. That's
All
all we need to know. Next question.
Okay, this one, Saul, you might have already like seen this question out on the internet, so I need you to not answer.
Okay.
Just listen.
Okay.
Are you an apple or are you an orange? There's a right answer.
Lord.
This was asked at the combine.
Are
Oh,
you
I
an
did not see
apple
this.
or are you an orange? And there's a right answer. Shoot,
Like
I have no idea.
coaches were asking.
I'm going
players
orange.
this. Orange, why?
There's layers to it.
Okay. Espo?
I was gonna say that too. I'm an orange. I'm bright. I'm cheery. I'm refreshing. There are layers to me, and I'm very deep. I'm very deep. You know?
I'm a big, bright, shiny star.
The best laugh we've
And
got from Gerald
I got
since
plenty
we
of
started.
seeds. Like there you go.
Gerald, what about you, buddy?
I'm bright. He says into the mic with a straight fucking face.
Hey, somebody's got to believe in me. It's got to be me. Damn it.
We believe in you, Espo, but
shit.
bright is not a
Bright.
word that we probably would have thrown out there.
I'm a peacock.
I don't know. I would just say orange because I like oranges better, to be honest with you.
I would say apple.
Why apple?
Because I come in a variety of different colors and my core is solid.
That's nice.
Okay, so
What's the answer?
so the answer that they're looking for, Saul kind of said it.
Okay.
You want to be an apple because you're hard to the core. When you peel back the layer of an orange, it's all squishy, it's all
You're all mush inside.
mushy, like you're not
oranges are full of
protected.
Soft.
fiber, which makes
Soft.
it crap.
Well,
What's the
listen,
Soft like
I'm
Charmin
just gonna
is
go out
soft.
on a limb and I'm just gonna say it. I feel like I question people who played football because brain injuries and things. Oranges are clearly elite over apples.
I like oranges better.
They are.
What else you got, Emma?
That was it. I think, right?
Oh, that's
I'm
it?
an apple. If you smash into it, it explodes just like my head.
I'm
Like-
sorry. I need to go back. This is gonna drive me bonkers.
What?
The apple wins because you're hard to the core. What?
Yeah.
Nobody fucks with the core though.
You can
It-
actually
was
eat
that
an
the
apple all
point,
the way
though?
to
Like-
the
Yeah.
core.
You can't eat an entire apple. You can eat an entire orange.
You can eat an entire apple.
If I were a hot dog, would you eat? Like, what is this questioning? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I just saw it with some NFL combine stuff, and I was like, "Ooh, this will be fun."
I mean, hard to the
Bingo.
core. Hard to the core is better than
bright.
Chico said apples have
because
thin
you don't
skin.
want smart people on your football team.
I didn't really take it. The way you said it wasn't like, I'm bright, like I'm smart.
No, it was like colorful.
I'm bright, like colorful.
It's like when you ask a child, like, what does your mom say about you? I'm smart. That's how it sounded.
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And Dosh got it. People like me.
I was so polite and kind to your fiance, your parents sitting over there, and then you shank me like this on the post game.
Sorry.
You watch yourself, poor game.
You were just so
Oh my
cheery, and I
God.
shouldn't have shat on it because it was the happiest he's been in a while.
Your parents go, give me a hug. We're Italian. We hug. And you go, and then I'm going to stab you in the back.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
to everybody in the chat who said, what are we doing here? What is happening? Listen, y'all should know by now, Friday nights, last moments of the show, always chaos.
They can go anywhere.
Always. Or at least you should be always prepared for chaos.
What are we doing here? This is PHNX Suns. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
We're just having a good time.
We hope you had a great time.
Yeah.
Because we had a great
We
time.
did.
And you guys, I mean, seriously, some of the best comments I've seen all year. Just thinking about it, I'm probably going to laugh all the way home. That was fucking hilarious. Good job, guys. Good job, chat.
All right. Well, we will not have a show for you guys tomorrow. We're going to take the day, but we will be back on Sunday with a pregame show and a postgame show for you guys. So plan to come hang out with us then. Until we see you next, you can follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_Suns. You can follow me at Lindsay Smith AZ. You can follow Saul at Saul_Bookman. You can follow Gerald at Gerald Bourget. And of course, you can follow Espo at Espo. Espo, take us home.
I'm bright. I'm deep. I'm smart. And I have many layers. And I don't care what Gerald says. Oh, boy.
Lindsay, Gerald, Espo. Saw pass the ball, we here to turn up the tempo. Got to understand me, I'll always rep the family. Rally in the valley like Dan G, no plan B.